New today, 30%. That is the amount of a new tariff President Trump just announced on goods from the European Union and Mexico starting August 1st. President Trump also making threats this week, warning Canada, Japan, South Korea, and Brazil that new tariffs are on the way.
The world of global trade is bracing for a seismic shock. President Trump just announced a sweeping 30% tariff on all goods from Mexico and the European Union, a move that will send ripples through the American economy and beyond. For families and business owners already worried about inflation, this news raises urgent questions about the cost of living and job security. The EU and Mexico are two of America's largest trading partners, deeply woven into our supply chains. Suddenly, the cost of doing business with them is set to skyrocket. This isn't just policy. It's a dramatic escalation in the administration's America First trade philosophy, and it's forcing companies and consumers to recalculate their futures. As we stand on the edge of this new economic reality, understanding what's happening and why has never been more important. A tariff is a tax on imported goods, making foreign products more expensive and encouraging Americans to buy domestic. The administration says these new tariffs are leverage for Mexico to crack down on drug trafficking, for the EU to address trade imbalances. This is more than economics. It's a high-stakes negotiation tactic, intertwining trade, national security, and foreign policy. The big question, will this aggressive approach force concessions, or will it backfire and hurt American interests? Tariffs hit home fast. When companies pay more for imports, those costs get passed to you, at the car dealership, the grocery store, and the electronics aisle. A 30% tariff could add thousands to a new car, spike prices on wine and olive oil, and make avocados and TVs noticeably pricier. The administration argues tariffs protect American jobs by making U.S. products more competitive. But many American industries rely on imported parts, like automakers and farmers, so higher costs can mean layoffs and lost sales abroad. Retaliation is likely. Other countries slap tariffs on U.S. goods, making it harder for American businesses to compete overseas. The result? Some sectors may gain, but others could face devastating losses. It's a tug-of-war with real winners and losers. For most Americans, it means higher prices and economic uncertainty. The world isn't taking these tariffs lightly. The EU and Mexico are preparing billions in retaliatory tariffs targeting iconic American products, think Kentucky bourbon and Midwest soybeans, to pressure U.S. lawmakers. This tit-for-tat escalation risks a full-blown trade war, shrinking global trade and hurting economies on all sides. American companies face higher costs for imports and new barriers to selling abroad. The global supply chain is at risk, and the very system of international trade is being tested. The world is watching. Is this a passing storm, or the start of a new era of economic confrontation? As trade tensions rise, another major announcement looms. President Trump is set to make a statement on Russia. After a recent shift to a tougher stance on Putin and renewed arms shipments to Ukraine, the administration is signaling a possible policy pivot. Congress is pushing for sweeping new sanctions, including a potential 500% tariff on countries buying Russian energy, a move that could spark global economic fallout. Oil prices are already rising, and the world is bracing for what comes next. These moves, tariffs on allies, pressure on adversaries, raise big questions. Is there a grand strategy, or is this reactive brinkmanship? The answers will shape America's economy and security, and every citizen has a stake in what happens next.